as always, I like to start by saying that this is a place that, we have a topic today. As we're talking about bulk actions is what we're talking about. But this is an amazing place for you guys to get some questions answered. Also, it's a good place for you just to know that, who we are and that we're here to help you. So let me move on to this next slide and kind of break that down. So my name is Blake. I'm a senior customer success manager with Concord. We also have Vanessa as another senior CSM here with the team. If you're a current customer, you're talking to us. And then we have Zach here on the far right of the screen. Zach is our head of sales. And so if you are a future customer, Zach is your person. Zach is your point of contact there. So don't worry about reaching out to the right person. That's, I guess, the last thing I'll stop with before I invite you to the chat. Is that just reach out to any of us. We're here to help you. We're here to answer your questions. So don't worry about who to reach out to. We'll put you in the right place. So let's just start simple today. Again, I want to bring you guys to the chat just to warm it up, because I want you to go there with your questions over the topics at hand, but also over anything. We'll first start with your questions over the actual topics, and then we'll move on to questions about random things. It can be anything Concord related. But just if you don't mind, go to the chat. Let us know what you just where you're calling from. Let's see here. I don't know that it's yet active, or at least it doesn't look active for me. We'll get that set up unless I'm mistaken. Concord is located in Austin, so that's where I'm calling from today. Zach?
I will put it in the chat. Oh, there we go. Looks like
Someone
it's
just
working now.
sent it to everyone. Okay, cool. Perfect.
Yep, I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah, so it's early for me, but happy to be here.
All right, Zach, did you want me to start with something, or do you have some bulk actions that you want to start with? How do you want to proceed?
Why don't you start with a few bulk actions, and then I can maybe take bulk send. You wanna
Okay.
maybe
Yeah,
go with
that's
that plan?
that's a perfect idea. I'll hit some of the rapid fire ones, especially because I do love myself some properties, and so that may be a good place to start. Is kind of some bulk actions that you can take from your inbox here. So there are a lot of things that you can do here. Maybe I'm actually going to zoom out and kind of talk about the inbox, because it is can feel like at times a like a just a random list of things, but this is a list of all of the documents that you have access to. It's across all of your folders, right? So you can see here these documents live in a folder. This one lives in the legal folder, right? So if I were to move this document, for example, to the executive management folder, it might jump up. Oh, no, there it is. It still lives in this inbox. So the reason for this is so you can take bulk actions on them. So let's start here. If I select some boxes, this is going to be the best way that you can hit some bulk actions. So I'm going to come up next to the actions button, and I have some things that I can do. So right off the top, you can add tags in bulk and properties in bulk. So if you add tags, I can, select the tags that I want to, but you guys know I love properties, and so I'm going to hit add a property, and I can choose the property. I can leave it blank if I want to. Maybe if I want to start adding the values, or excuse me, adding, the expectations. This is a good way just to add your properties in bulk and then come in and fill them out later. Other things, if you guys are kind of going through a process of maybe reorganizing folders, or you're adopting folders, we have bulk move. And then finally, some two other things um, that aren't necessarily used a lot on Concord, but I think people should know about them. One is that you can sign documents in bulk. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can sign documents in bulk. So I can come in here, I can review the file. Now, maybe that's a poor example because I can't actually sign that document, but you do have that button over there where you can, let me see, there it is, sign documents. It's actually pretty great. So I would consider checking that out. And then two last things I'm going to say. You can request to sign here, request to sign in bulk. Notice I've selected um, two different documents in the signing stages. You can send requests for signatures out. So if you guys maybe those legal ops people, if you're responsible for kind of moving things along, keep that in mind. And then maybe I actually should have started with this. let's rewind a little bit. Maybe let's pretend that I'm starting with this. All of these actions that you need to do, or all the actions you want to take, you have to have access to the document. You have to have direct access. So the thing I'm going to end with, but is maybe important to enable all of those other actions, is that if I'm in this all documents portion here, you can join documents in bulk. This is huge. Joining documents means that you can take actions on them, whether bulk or individually, right? And then you can also receive notifications about them and edit them. So you do have the ability, and notice I just hit the, you know, hit this right here. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to join this. Notice there's no move button, but just to kind of highlight the topic right here, I'm going to hit join. And on those Word documents now I have the ability to, do some other actions. So those are some rapid fire ones, some stuff that maybe you guys can pick up right now and start using. I think they're beneficial. I also think two other actions, Zach, that we could talk about, and I could jump in now or later, might be bulk exports and imports. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think you should tackle those.
Okay.
There's a few questions about bulk send, so maybe we'll save that for the end. But yeah, I think that'd be good.
Okay. All right, great. So one thing really quick that everybody should know about that I love to kind of tell people, hey guys, this exists, is the ability to drag and drop into Concord. And so one quick way that you can do like a small book upload, not like 5,000 documents or anything, but if I have like 4 documents that I want to upload, we actually have the ability for you to drag and drop. So if I need to bring, um, 5, 10, I think it's up to 100 documents at a time into Concord, I can drag and drop a file directly into here. If you guys use folders and they are really important, I can go a step further. I can actually go into maybe the sales folder and now I'm going off of my screen here into my file manager, but I'm selecting 4 documents here. I'm going to click those and drag them into Concord. I'm going to choose what stage they're in. I'm just going to store them as signed documents. You'll notice all 4 of them will upload and they'll be stored here. So it's a really great way for you to, there we go, store your signed documents. They're all brought in super quick. We're going to keep going. I'm going to talk about those settings buttons hidden there. Bulk upload. So this is admins. Admins are the only people that can do this bulk upload here, but you do have the ability to bring in thousands of documents in bulk. So if you're a new customer in Concord, you're thinking about adoption, or implementing Concord, it's extremely easy. We pride ourselves on how easy it is to get things up and running. Or if you still have contracts on other places, this is a great way to do this. So you can hit that new upload button. You can upload a zip file. So what you have to do is upload a zip file. So your contracts have to be condensed, and that zip file has to be less than 5 GB, which is a lot of contracts. I always say it's up to 5,000. It obviously depends on the individual files and how big they are. But what's great about this again is you do 5,000 docs, and actually, guys, if you have AI on your account, it will run on these contracts automatically. So you immediately, for all up to 5,000 of your contracts, you can get your deadline reminders, you can get like the parties, total contract value, all of those sorts of things. Like not immediately, it has to run, but within hours. And the great news here, I'm talking about doing one file of 5 GB. You can do it as many times as you need to. So definitely utilize this if you still have some things in your other services. It makes sense to kind of get everything into that one single source of truth. Okay, and then one last thing, Zach, and then I'll pass it off to you. Just the ability to like bulk export or download some docs, right? It's kind of like the same thing as we showed earlier. I'm just going to select a lot. I can download my documents here, right? So if I need to, maybe I'm going to do a filter here and I want to see all of my contracts. Let's see here with Deloitte. Let's see if I have multiple. There we go. I have 2. And I want to export these in bulk. I can maybe select them, download my documents. I'll get those PDF files. I can send that off to an executive or someone that needs it. So rapid fire again, they're really quick things that don't make a full webinar. What Zach is going to talk about, I'm really excited about. But if you guys have any of those questions, again, go to the chat or reach out to us. We want to make your life easier, and a lot of times that comes with those bulk actions.
Absolutely. Thank you, Blake.
Yeah, of course.
Let me, I'll share my screen here. Awesome. So let's talk about bulk send. This is a feature that we actually have quite a few people that use this feature quite often. Let's talk about what it's actually for. So bulk send is the ability to send the same contract template out to lots of different people. So where we see these used a lot is like, let's say that your company has a company handbook and you want to send that out, to your entire company once a year, get it signed, everyone agrees with it, great. Maybe you have, like, I have one customer who sends out permission slips for a summer camp every year. And so they'll use the bulk send to basically send out like 1,000 permission slips to people. Maybe you need to send this out, an update about your contract terms to your current customer base. So anytime you're wanting to send the same contract template out to lots of different people, that's when we're going to use the bulk send feature. So I'm actually going to walk you through the whole process, start to finish, how to create the template, how to automate it, and then how to actually send it out in bulk. So to do that, we're going to start here with the new template. So if you're using the document builder, you can do it in there. I always like to share this quick tip with everyone because it drives me crazy. So if you want to see this, where you can use the drop down, which is how all of the Concord pros use the system, like, I hope you have it activated. All you do is you come into your settings at the bottom left, you come in here to your personal details and check this box on. That just means that you don't have to click into the document builder, and to me it feels a little bit limiting, so you have this drop down. So that's all it is. But from here, I'm going to go ahead and just start from a template, and I'm going to use a Word doc in this case. I could immediately go into automated with Excel. That's an option, which will actually do what I'm looking to do, but I'm just going to start from a Word template and then show you how to automate it from there. In case you already have a template that you want to automate, it's just one more step that we can show you. So I'm just going to take this template from outside of Concord. I'm going to drag and drop that into the system, and I'm going to turn that into a live document, which means I can make edits in Concord. I don't want to import the track changes on this, and I'm going to not import any comments either. So I'll go ahead and upload that document into Concord. Once that template is here, I'll give it a name, just like that. And then now I'm ready to actually turn this into an automated template. So to do that, I'm going to go to File. Down at the very bottom here, we have the option to automate template. And then I have three options. We do have our bulk send, which is this Excel option. I have a Salesforce integration option, and I also have one for HubSpot as well, which are both of our CRM integrations. But in this case, we're going to stick with Excel. And as you can see at the top left, we now have an automated badge showing that the template is now ready for automation, ready for this Excel bulk send. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and drop in a few fields. So under insert, you'll see I now have the option for automated variable. So if I wanted to make, for example, this effective date right here, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go ahead and insert that variable, and there we go. So that's going to, you can turn any field you want. Like, so let's say this should be address. I'm going to just highlight it, and then when I come in here, automate a variable, it'll switch that into a variable. So that's kind of the process to get this set up in the system. So now our template is ready. I mean, of course, I could come in, I could add more fields in. You can, of course, set up your signature. So I do need to do that. So I need to do one internal, one external to make sure that it's ready for signature. You could put specific people here to sign. You could leave it generic to just internal versus external. You can also do signing order. So if you want the other side to sign first and then you countersign, so it automatically preempts you, that's signing order. You can also do preset signature blocks. You don't have to set up the signatures in the body of the document. You can just keep them at the very bottom here. So just, you set up your template like you would normally set up any template in Concord. And then the difference here is once I'm ready to go, so I've got my template ready. Okay, we're all set. I'm going to click on Start Draft. So it's going to be very different than what we have with our other templates. When I click Start Draft here, it pops up in the screen. And the screen is going to be where I can download my blank Excel template, which I'm going to do. So the system actually generates this Excel template for you. So I'm going to go ahead and just open that up here in Excel. Let's being a little bit slow. Where to go? There it is. So this is my template that Concord has now generated. And as you can see, we have all these standard data fields. And then we have at the very end here our automated variables. So these are the two fields that I added in as an automated variable here in the system. So now what I'm going to do is give this a title. So you can, copy paste your titles in. You could even I have some customers who send out contracts like this to lots of different people, and they even change the titles for each one, which you could do. There's just a lot of different options there. You could throw a description in if you want. You can tag it if you want to. And then at the end here, you got to do number of signatures. So I'm going to just do let's say 3 of these. I'm going to make 3 different contracts. So I'm going to come in here and say 2 signatures on each of them. There we go. And then this section is choosing edit rights and when I want to invite the person. So as you can see, you have all 3 options here: full edit rights, limited, or no. And then you have invite now or save for later. So let's say that I want to give full, actually, no, I don't. I don't want to give any edit rights and I want to invite them now. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oh, I'm going to just put in some quick email addresses here that are different. All
And
right.
maybe while he's doing that too, I can answer one of the questions in here. It's how can in Concord, how would I get the security or the permissions to send out or create bulk documents for signature? So the the how would you do it? Maybe how would you get if you can't do this? Admins are the people that can grant that permission, which I don't necessarily think is the question. But if we talk about creating the template and creating and using the template, I guess are going to be 2 separate things. So both of which can be done by creators, those default roles of creators or the creator team manager. Collaborators should be able to use the templates, though they can't create the templates. I know specifically this question asker, you guys have some custom roles. And so what you're looking at really, if you have a custom role, the individual permissions that you need for one will be create template. But then also in order to actually maybe if you are the admin question asker and the person that actually tapped you on the shoulder just needs to use it, that person that's using it needs to be able to use a template to start a draft. So it's kind of tough without showing, but if you ever need to reach out to your CSM, would happy to be so. But to really again cut it short, you need to be able to use the template, and maybe you might need to create a template. Those are the main things.
Yep. As far as what we're doing right now, so right now the system is gonna create 3 different separate documents for me based on my inputs. If you wanted to send out 500 contracts or 1,000 contracts, you just need to have every line item here filled out with the email address and whatever other information you want to put in there. So this is now ready to go. We can now go ahead and save this. So I'm going to go File, Save. I'm going to put this on my desktop just so I have it easily accessible, and then I can save this. And the cool thing about this template is if you're reusing that bulk send over and over again, you can just reuse the same template. You don't need to generate a new one every time. Just use the same template. You've got the inputs there, and then you'll just fill out your new fields as you need to. So now we're ready to go ahead and send this out. So I'm going to go back into Concord. And now it says step 2 is upload the populated spreadsheet. So now that the spreadsheet's ready to go, I click browse. I can go ahead and select this document. I'll open that. And the system is going to do a quick check, and it's going to say, okay, 3 documents will be created. So everything was uploaded correctly. It's in the right places. We're ready to go. And then at the end here, you can add a personal message. And this would be one standard message that will go to everybody that gets that invitation. So you can kind of just put in whatever you want there. You can even use one of your pre-created templates for that from your message templates. But I'll go ahead and just click on create documents. And then that's going to create all those documents here in the system. And it's going to immediately send those out to the people that I have invited to those documents. So they are right here. So here's vendor agreement, NDA, and MSA, which are the 3 documents I just created. So I'm going to click into one of them and just kind of show you what it looks like. As you can see, it's filled in the date. It's also filled in the address, which are the 2 fields that I put in there. Worked just great. It's also under the share, it's shared this out to mike@test.com. So he's already added to this document. He received an invitation with that message that was sent out. And then just to show you proof that this actually happened, it actually works quite well. So you can see here, these are the 3 messages I sent out. So 1, 2, and then 3 at the bottom here. So yeah, you can definitely use this. And so of course, the people receiving this message, they'll just click open document. That takes them into the agreement. They can go through the normal review and signature process. So that's bulk send. It's just a great way if you need to send the same document out to lots of different people. It's a really fast way to automate that instead of having to do them one by one. You can definitely automate that. The bulk send is not available in every plan. So if you don't have the ability to automate to Excel, that means you probably don't have it with your package currently, like with your current plan, I should say. And so just reach out to me. I can take a look at that with you if for some reason you don't have it. But yeah, reach out to myself, Blake, or Vanessa. Any of us can help with that. So, so that is bulk send. Any other questions there, Blake? Any thoughts?
No, I don't think so. I mean, another point, like let's say, you know, you set up an internal guest and a specific signer, maybe your GC needs to sign all the contracts and the external guests or something. They'll be able to do these bulk actions, they'll be able to bulk sign it and stuff like that. So it's pretty great. I don't, but someone says looking forward to recording of this portion. So for everybody, if you now that you're here or even if people registered, y'all should get a recording of it. Because I know, there are a lot of times there are a lot of individual steps there that can feel tricky. Really, once you do it once, it's pretty easy. But we're happy to walk through it if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, there's another question. Um, it says, so if we're not willing to make the user creator, it's up to me to send these bulk items, if because you're a creator admin. Uh, I mean, so yeah, they would need to be at least a creator in order to do the bulk sending. Yeah, because the creator is the one that allows them to like create and send things out. So they'll need to be at least that before they can use a
Mhm.
feature.
Yeah, you should reach out to your CSM to kind of have like to break down the individual permissions because they're like you can go one step before maybe, but to Zach's point, you pretty much need to be it. She might be able to work with you on some specifics though for sure.
I had another thought. Oh, yes, I had another thought. Let's quickly show Horizon at the end here, Blake, if there's no other questions.
Great idea.
This is a
I
very
don't see any in the Q&A or in the chat, so I'd say we're good. But don't hesitate, y'all, to still ask your questions in the chat of the Q&A while he's sharing this.
Yeah, feel free. I mean, you have more questions about this or anything else. I mean, this is a great time to just tackle any questions that you have, so let us know. Um, We've been playing around with this system this week. It's pretty cool. It's called Horizon. So this is our new, and of course, it's not going to load all of a sudden. There it is. So we are in the middle of building Horizon. You probably have heard us talk about this. If you haven't, you will hear a lot about Horizon in the next few weeks. So this is our entirely new AI-powered platform. We are going to be releasing Horizon in I think our first release is probably about a month away. I don't know. We don't have an exact date yet, but basically we are doing a lot of QA and testing this week. The teams are in Paris right now working on this. So we're very excited about it. For those of you that have used Concord for a long time, the great news is it's very familiar. Like you're going to be able to navigate the system very quickly. It's a lot snappier than our current system because it is built on new technology. And the cool part about it is all the AI. So just being able to ask questions, have it build contracts for you, have it, review things. I mean, it's pretty amazing what it can do. I'm not going to go into like any big demos today. Just kind of want to show you like it is real. It's a real tool. It's about to come out. We do have this cool dark mode versus light mode option. So if you're a dark mode person like myself, you can use this to help with the eyes a little bit. I stare at a screen all day long, so I really prefer dark mode over everything else. But yeah, so that's Horizon. We're working on it. It's coming out soon, and we'll be doing probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'll be doing full webinars on Horizon where we'll be showcasing the solution. We'll be kind of talking through that and how you can get access to it. So just want to show you that real quick. Not going anything too in depth there, but just want to show you that it's available. And the other thing to mention is we will still have Concord Classic. We're calling it Concord Foundation versus Concord Horizon. And so you will be able to see both tools or use both tools if you wanted to for the time being. But yeah, just kind of give you a quick preview there of what we're working on here at Concord. The teams have been very busy over the past few months for sure. Cool.
That's right.
Anything else you want to add, Blake?
No, I don't think so. We're thankful that you guys came. We're excited, as Zach said, to get Horizon in your hands. So I don't see any of y'all's questions in the chat, so I think this is a good opportunity for us to end it here. I guess maybe while I'm wrapping up, Zach, if you want to put your email in there so that they can have it. I you guys also know how to reach out to me. Also, feel free to reach out to Zach if you have any questions. But we appreciate you coming. We'll have our another webinar next week. Feel free to come with your questions or just come in and get comfortable and listen. So we're thankful that you came out today, and we wish you a good rest of your week.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Bye.